Hello, hello, hello! It's Sunday again, and I have just about remembered how to put a live stream up. I know we've already got Lily in the chat, so let's figure out what we're going to be doing today. Hopefully got a wee packed show for you all. What have we got going on? Firstly, I just want to do a little rant about being an entrepreneur. So something I'll do random rants. I'm terrible at ranting. I know I'm bad at ranting. I'm going to do some random rants about things that I've got ideas about, but I haven't finalized them into a video just to see what you think about my rantiness. It's not good enough for a video, but it's a bit of a rant. Also, oh yeah, couple of cool things. I'll mention this again at the end if you guys remind me at the end, and I'll mention these again. But I just thought it would be a really cool idea because, yeah, I make the videos, but you guys make the videos, to be totally cheesy, and I would love to see how. I'd love to be all Christmassy for you guys. I'm not totally all bah humbug like I usually am, but I would love to include you all in the video one way or another. So I was thinking if you could all, or all that want to get involved, send me a picture or pictures for Christmas, for a Christmas video, and we'll make this. I just want, it could be pictures of your area looking Christmassy, your family if you want them shown, things that you make, anything that you want to do that you just want to include in basically our Christmas card to each other, and I'll compile them all into a video, and then sometime in the Christmas season I'll pop this up and we can all see everybody's everything, everybody's work, everybody's home, everybody's loveliness. And then, right, this other, do you know how you just get stupid ideas that just come to you? I had one of them. We were talking about, because I missed Gnomevember. I never knew about this. November, the time for creative people to make gnomes, which is so awesome. And I said we'll have to think of different things for different months through next year. So we've got styles. So no matter what you're creating, we can be thinking about creating things on a certain style or look into the certain artwork of an area or a thing. And I've got January. Rosanna, you were too late. I've figured out January already. Are you guys ready for this? Japanuary. So I'm going to try and theme our crafty stuff into Japan themed stuff, Asian themed things. Just came to me, and I've got a couple of ideas that's going to be happening already, because I was going to say I've talked my mum into this. I haven't. I've told her she's doing it. I go and visit my mum over Christmas and New Year. So I have told her that she's going to feature. We're going to try and set up a live stream from her little house, the house that's twice the size of mine, but her little house in the Highlands. And I've got an idea for things that she can get involved in this live stream that is going to be based on the theme of Japanuary. This is so cheeky. So I've convinced, or rather told her, that Mum's going to be in the live stream, so we're going to do a couple of live streams over the holiday period from her house, so it should be exciting. Yeah, as Mum says, I've bullied her, but everybody, you've seen it. That's like agreement. Mum said she's getting involved on these live streams, and they should be epic fun. Okay, yeah, so I'm skipping around and all over the place already. Yeah, so if you're wanting to get involved in the Christmas card for us, the video for Christmas, if you're on Pam Duthie's Felting Friends on Facebook, I'll create a thread there. If you're not, if you're in touch with me in any other way, then send it that way, or you can get my email in this YouTube channel and just send me a picture or pictures of whatever you want to share of your area, your Christmas, your festivities, your creativity, anything you want, and we'll make a thing. We'll make a video and we'll all get to see everybody. So if you can join in with that, that would be awesome. I don't believe I said that. Right, so what else? What have I missed? Yes, and today obviously this is the beginning of a new month, so I have to cover last month, November's sales figures. How did my sales go? Any predictions? Because about the first week in November I actually made the decision to bump my shipping time so that I could no longer accept orders to be completed by Christmas, which was a huge thing. I'm like 6 weeks in advance shutting my shop. So how did that affect my sales for November? We'll find out about that. And then if we've got time at the end, because I know most of you share a bit of a creepy side, I thought we would go through a little bit of looking at some Krampus images and sculptures and ideas, because I'm trying to get ideas for something, if we've got time, a little something we can make together. Okay, but before we do that, I'm just going to check the chat, quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get into it. All right. Lily's just back from her Christmas shopping at the art show that she's exhibiting at. Fantastic. Pam rants, hashtag. Yeah, that should be a tag. Although I'm a terrible ranter, I have all these ideas and then I just get a bit nice about it. Cat's here. Hiya, Cat. Lily missed November as well. I know. I would love to see some wire wrapped gnome themed things. That would be so cool. Bexy's in the house. My mum's been bullied. Cat's up for Japanuary. I'm gonna struggle saying this. Lily Tree, marry Duthie, the perils of being a YouTuber mum. Absolutely. Lily, who are you gonna bully into your videos? Susan's up for the January theme as well, and Wendy's in the house. Hey there. What did Wendy miss? We're just doing a quick recap, really, of what we're going to be doing for the year. What we're going to be doing for the year, for the day. So I'll recap more at the end, but the one thing that everyone's talking about the most, I've thought of a theme for January for us all because we missed November. So Japanuary for January. Sharon from Vancouver in Canada is here as well. So welcome to you all. So just before we get started, this stream is brought to you by Amazon Prime Video. Pop up the screen. There is a link in the description. There's a link in description below for US and UK for a free trial of Prime Video. This is an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a 30-day free trial, and I'm going to give this a go over. So, Mum, we're going to be trying this over Christmas and New Year, as it's a 30-day free trial. If you sign up for the 30 free trial, or if you already have Amazon Prime, then you get this 30 days over Christmas and New Year watching all their video stuff for absolutely free. So sounds good. Just remember and cancel your account at the end of Christmas and New Year season, but get a nosy at all the shows and films and everything else. You can watch it. We can watch it on BT Vision, which is what Mum has. You can watch it on your computer, on your phone, on all sorts of things. If you get a Fire Stick, you can watch it on that. You can watch it on smart TVs. You can download stuff. I don't know what this X-ray functionality, this sounds cool, to identify actors and songs when viewing a program. All right, so it's like bringing up the IMDb while you're watching something to see what, like, who is that? What else were they in, kind of thing. Get all your Amazon Prime benefits, including your free one-day delivery kind of thing, which is pretty awesome. And cancel at any time. So there are links in the description below. And yeah, if anyone's interested, that's who our sponsor for the video is, because it's a affiliate thingamabob. So I just thought I'd share that. I hope it helps some people. Who else? Wendy, my mum got bullied into being in video. Yeah, for Christmas and New Year, I usually visit my mum, and I've had some ideas for some cool live streams, and I convinced my mum that she's going to be in the video. You'll find out more about it at the time. Sandra and Sue, hello ladies, good to see you. Wendy loves Prime Video. Susan, where do I look under Facebook to find you? Yeah, Wendy's got you. Pam Duthie's Felting Friends is on Facebook if you just search for Pam Duthie's Felting Friends, or I think there might be a link in the description of this video, not entirely sure. Coffee break. Today we're brought to you, we are powered by gingerbread coffee. Awesome. I think that's got all the chat. Right, so just my slight little rant. I might pull this together one day into a proper video, just a little something I was thinking of basically, we're all creative people. A lot of us are trying to sell our creative stuff and things. Are we entrepreneurs? Now, people talk about this, and so because I thought, yes, of course, we're an entrepreneur, and I've been watching lots of videos by entrepreneurs, and it's kind of been annoying me a little bit. I just want to know if you guys think like this, if I'm totally off base, because I'm well aware that there's differences in cultures as well. Like, as UK are generally less in your face, it takes a lot more for me to be shouting at the camera and stuff. But so this might be a cultural thing, but this is just what I'm feeling. I watch so many online entrepreneurs, and it seems sort of really motivational and stuff, but the more I think about it, it just kind of annoys me. I'll explain. Georgia, hi there, how you doing? You're not late at all. We've barely started. We were just doing the hellos. So, what I mean by this is it feels to me that all the advice being given for entrepreneurs is, it's almost like it's from the 50s to the 90s. It's all about buy, 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 closing the sale, shake them firmly by the hand, look them right in the eye. Don't accept the, oh, I'll get back to you or anything. Close the deal, get the deal. And that just really, that's not me at all. And what made me think of this, it's daft, but I was sitting, I actually had on the background, I had a YouTube video playing of one of these guys talking about closing the deal. He was in one of these multi-level marketing things, which is a fancy name for Juice Plus, the pyramid schemes. And he was explaining how to do all this, and he was yelling at his camera like, close the deal, close the deal. And at the same time, I was talking to a potential customer on Etsy. And as I say, like, weeks ago now, I closed my shop from accepting new Etsy commissions for Christmas because I just simply don't have time. And this person was literally begging me. They were constantly, what can I do to get you to sell to me? Please sell to me. So this guy's going, close the deal. You've got to be the hard sell. Everyone's got to walk out being a customer. And I was in the opposite situation where I was having someone desperately trying to close the deal to get to be my customer. And I just thought that was so hilarious. And I think about that as well. And I don't know, to me, it just seems so old-fashioned. Well, old-fashioned, we think old worldly and stuff, but I mean old-fashioned like the 60s, the 70s, most especially the 80s. But when you walk into a shop and the assistant's right in your face going, can I help you? Have you tried this? And you're just like, I'm capable of shopping by myself. I'll call you if I need you. So I feel very much, I mean, that probably still works. There's so many people do that and it works for them. And that's really cool. But I feel that there's also a place in the world for people who aren't doing that. People come to you because you're making good stuff. Now, of course, we have to get seen out there. That's the truth. You know, we have to do marketing enough to get noticed. But we don't have to be in people's faces. We don't have to be, it almost feels like if you're an entrepreneur, you also have to be like gambling in the stock market and doing all this like high pressure, high everything stuff. And I'm going to get real in that it seems that we're made to feel like we're not a success if we're not doing all this high pressure stuff, if we're not making millions of pounds, if we're not striving to do better and better and better. And I totally understand this, but I feel being wanty like that just ends up making you unhappy. You're thinking of all the things you want and you don't actually need any of them. It was something, okay, I went through uni, I had this expectation that I was going to finish uni, get the big higher power job and have loads of money. And I see my friends that are in that situation and they're not happy. They think they are, but you know, they're like, I'm always getting messages when I post a picture of me down by the river or something going, oh, I'm so jealous, you know. And they have all this money and they go and they take wonderful holidays every year. But they need to take these wonderful holidays because they don't see the rest of the year. They're head down on a computer screen working away. And I just thought, it's like, yeah, I stopped being wanty. I don't want all this stuff. It's like, Yeah, a foreign holiday, fair enough, but do I need it? So if you cut yourself back to what you actually need rather than all the stuff that you want, then you don't have to push yourself to be pushing for sales or whatever. You know, is it more important for me to knock my pan in to get an extra sale, or could I go for a walk by the river? So I'm going to say, rather than an entrepreneur, we're an entrepreneur. We're crafty entrepreneurs, and success is achieved by happiness. Does that make sense to everybody? Rather than pushing to get more and more and more and get more unhappy, success is decided if you have a good life. So stuff the big entrepreneurs. Anyway, right, that's my rant. I hope that kind of makes sense. And I'm going to see if you're agreeing with me or hating on me. Oh, Lily's saying it's wine o'clock. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I was going to say I don't like drinking alone. I don't usually drink when I'm by myself, but I wouldn't be alone if you guys are here. Is that like proper alcoholic reasoning? But Wendy, well, cheers. Good on you. Kat, yeah, creation is the most important part to her. That's fantastic. Wendy can't stand multi-level marketing. I know, it seems to be the thing, and I almost get sucked in every now and again. People are talking about these things and, oh, you do all this, and I feel like me putting up the Amazon link at the start here, and this is an affiliate link, like I'll get a couple of pounds if people use it. I don't know why that is, but it's a 30-day free trial. You're, you know, it's not costing anything. So I want to be really aware. It's the same when I made merch. I bought my own merch, and mainly I'm just making it for fun. I want to make money. I would like to make a living. That's important, but I don't want to be buy this Juice Plus thing. I mean, that's another thing on the ranty front. But a friend of mine it's really hurting her because her son's about a year old now, and she really doesn't want to have to go back to work, but she has to go back to work. And all these, part of the MLM advertising is to always be like, look at the wonderful life I have. I get to spend all this time with my child. And it just makes people feel guilty for, and says, oh, if you spam all your friends, then you're going to make thousands of pounds and have a great life. And actually you're not, because it's a pyramid tier, and it's only the people way here that making the money. The people at the bottom, you're making the money for the people at the top. You're not making money anyway. Georgia, all about the money in your hand. Exactly. That is it, and it's not making people happy. Sandra, so tired of that too. That's why you love my channel. Thank you so much. Oh, this I did. What I did worry before I started this rant. I thought, is maybe this is a culture and like everybody loves this kind of thing. Sharon, you're selling art, not a refrigerator or life insurance. You have to have an emotional connection. That is a very good point, mind you. That is fantastic. Although I do get emotional about my refrigerator, but no, you're quite right. It's a different way of a different thing as well. Yeah, people have to love it. I don't suppose you can go into someone's face and force them to love something. So yeah. Lily, there are many ways of selling. You've never been a fan of the hard sell. Good, yeah, you're quite right. And that is it. The hard sell does work for some people. It has to work. There's a multi-million-pound business in teaching people how to do the hard sell, how to close deals, how to do all this stuff. So it exists, but not all of us like it. In fact, I know Mom's the same, and I've got friends the same. If you go into a place and someone's hard selling you, I'm not going to buy from them, because especially the ones you're like, can you leave me a minute? I'd like to have a look. You know, can I pick things up and look by myself? And they're constantly there. It's like, no, if I say go away, go away. And the person that does go away and leave me to it is the one I'll take my sale to when I decide to buy. We've got down the rabbit hole. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Can't stay long because we're having people over for Christmas brunch. Oh, fantastic. Well, you enjoy that. And everyone get over and check out Down the Rabbit Hole. She's doing a collaboration for anyone who's doing YouTube videos on travel over Christmas and such like. So if you've got a story to share with her, you get over there. Awesome. awesome channel, and I think that would be most fun. Georgia, you care about your art. Yes, I don't think you could make art if you didn't care about it. Sue agrees, thank you. Down the rabbit hole, MLM is hard. Yeah, it is. You have to sell a lot to make real money and end up relying on your friends and family. Yeah, very few succeed on MLMs. Yeah, and that's the truth. And that's where it kind of annoys me as well. With a lot of things, when you see these entrepreneurs, it's even on Etsy, on everything, you see these people, YouTube even, you see these people that are all at the top of their game, and they're saying how they made it and you've got to do this, that and the other thing. And what they're not doing as well is showing the 99% of people that didn't make it, that won't make it, that aren't going to have. There's a guy I've been watching, he's sitting with a Lamborghini behind him. That's not normal. We're not all going to have that. And yeah, it's the same for selling on Etsy. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing today, to show you these are real numbers that I've struggled for 10 years. And I'm proud of them, and they're great numbers. They're not a wage. You'll see when I do my yearly roundup, I'm way below minimum wage, but hey, I'm also sitting in front of the telly of an evening felting, so it works for me. I don't look high-powered and all stressed anymore. I'm pretty chilled. Lily did some felting this week. Hang on, I've lost. There we go. Lily did some felting this week. Just white parts of a Santa's hat. Fantastic. See, I'm sucking you all into the felting world, which I don't know if that's good or bad, because for every like 10 people that learn needle felting again, about 7 of them are better than me at the end of it. So I'm creating competition that's all better than me. But not Lily, proud. Sharon sells booze. That's a passion I could get behind. Wendy is a start, Lily. Yep, so much. Kat hasn't sold any needle felting creations yet. Still confused how to price. Yeah, you have a confidence problem. So when I follow guides, I feel like the prices are too high. Totally, I 100% understand that, and I'm there, and I have been there. What I found that helped me the best, it depends. Like, I like making small things anyway, but I found in needle felting, you're going to get more bang for your buck. Have I got any finished ones here? With something little, it was a very fuzzy cat. Something little still takes an amount of time, but if I double the size of that cat, it's going to take 4 times the amount of time to finish it, and I'm not going to feel like I can ask 4 times the amount of money, if that makes sense. So if you can go smaller for money wise, then you'll feel you're getting a better return that way. And also, if I can make more stuff, that means I can list more stuff. My shop looks busier. It worked much better with that. And also, again, it's about, the money. It's what you need. Not everybody needs or is going to make £20 an hour or something from their work. Not everyone's going to make £50 an hour. If you figure out what you're making for, what you need to sell for, just put up your listing at a price that you feel's fair. And what I've done over the past 4 or 5 years, I put up my listings at prices that worked for me. And I got some hate off of some needle felters. They said they were far too cheap. But that was a price that worked for me. And then about 3 years ago, I was totally sold out by Christmas time. So that was time put my prices up a little bit. And the same, because I shut down in November, I'm saying, okay, now I can put my prices up a bit. So I'm not trying to like make millions or anything, but I'm saying if I get too many sales that I can't deal with it, then it's time to put my prices up. So that's maybe a way to go. But I totally understand. The best way I found about pricing, like not being worried about being too high, was years ago I made a horse, and I loved this horse. It was a work of a labour of love. If anyone's made horses out of anything, that horses are badly designed, and all the work to try and get the legs to work. It's like this massive body on these teeny wee legs, and trying to turn a hock and get the knees. Knees are so bulky. So I put so much work into this, and I kind of didn't want to sell him. So I put him up for a price that was way dearer than everything else in my shop, and he sold in less than a day. So people are willing, if it's good, people are willing to pay for it. And also on the other side, when I priced them down really cheap, and I've said this before loads of times, when I was at a craft fair and I had a load of dogs and they were a £5 each, and the son pulled his mum up to my stall, and the mum picked it up like by a tail or a leg or something, and went, £5 for a toy, and just dropped it. And I just thought, I put about 4 hours work into that, and if I sell it for £5 to someone like her, it's not going to be loved. So I don't like pricing myself out and not letting people who don't have much money get things, but at the same time, I want people to have to treasure it. I want them to have worked to earn the money to buy the thing, so they're going to treasure it. Lily managed to stab herself and bend the needle. Yeah, well, just along, not too much blood, I hope. But yeah, learning curve. I stab myself all the time. My fingertips are like leather. And bend the needle's not bad. Most people break it the first time. You guys are talking too much. This is great. Right. I'm scanning through the chat just now. Creative Living. Hello, girls and boys. Hello there. Kat, Wendy felt the same. Yeah. I know Wendy's been having struggles with thinking of prices this week too. Kat, yeah. The idea, the prices, it will come to you. Another way to think about it is, think of that woman. Think of that horrible woman. Do you think that you should work for that total stranger for £2 an hour? And when you look at it like that, it's like, I don't want to work for you for that. And the people that, it's doing a disservice to my customers that come and pay a sensible amount of money, that want to give me a wage. So yeah, and also, secret thing, but if you're not too greedy with it, then people are kind to you. You know, I've had people pay me extra more than I've asked and stuff, and that like really brings me to tears, that people will give me more money than what I ask for. Lily's not hanging up her wire just yet. No, absolutely, you shouldn't. Yes, Lily Tree does wire wrapping tutorials for jewellery. She's just done some beautiful earrings, which would also make some great pendants. So worth looking at if anyone wants to try that. Susan is a paper crafter. It seems without a YouTube video, my sales suffer. YouTube definitely does help. I didn't start YouTube to help with sales, but yeah, it really does help. It's worth doing, I think, to be, scary to say, but to bring yourself to be an authority on your subject, to show people how to use things that you make. If you're making supplies, it's all good. Now I can't remember what I was talking about when people are answering things. I've got to go more quickly. Sharon wants to do needle felt and nunu felting. I feel the more skills you possess, the better the odds of success. Yeah, absolutely. I think nunu felt and needle felting all work together, and it's pretty cool. I tried nunu felting in the past. You've got to be strong and have a lot of space, but there's some beautiful work you can do with that. Yeah. Some pricing advice from Lily. Awesome. She looked at pricing 3 ways. One, looking at the cost and time, then looking at similar items, and then what I'm willing to let my creations go for. Yep, Lily. Perfect. That is it exactly. You have to look in your niche as well, what other people are selling for. You can't be way over the top price wise unless you're Picasso or Turner, and you don't want to be so far under the bottom that people are wondering why. But yeah, somewhere in the middle there. And Kat, you are most welcome. I hope everybody's helped you. Lily, you know when someone's not in your market. Sandra, yeah, pricing is a horror. I totally agree. I always find it tough, and even like I had people message me and they'll say oh, can I get another one? Can I do this? And I always feel like they want a discount. They want this. Yeah. Cat, that's it. Yes, you cherish the things you make. You put heart and soul into it. So sell it to someone who deserves it. Yes. That's it. I suppose, yeah, we're not selling to people. We're creating things for people to own and to cherish, and we don't have to work for everybody. Yeah, I think, yes, I've done it. I've got to the end of the chat. Right. So, place your bets now, people. Drum roll. For me, shutting my shop to Christmas orders for the first week in November, how do you think my November sales did from last year? Month on month, am I up a little bit, up a little bit, up a lot, down a little bit, down a lot? Just give me a percent, plus or minus however much percent you think my sales are going to have been down from shutting my shop. Let's see if anyone gets it right, and I'll have a wee coffee. Wendy, yay, I made it. And it's a nice problem to have chat to have to work through. Honestly, everybody who's done YouTube videos and have gone live will know the first time I went live, absolutely no one was there. I spoke really, really quickly and I could feel my face totally flushing. And yeah, I think I managed about 3 minutes and just cut off the stream. Right, what are people's guess? Sue's saying down a little. Susan's up 15%. Bexy's up 2%. This is fun. Definitely up, just don't know the percent. Okay, Wendy hedging her bets. See, this is cheating, just going down or up, because that's like a 50-50 odds. Sandra, up a lot, 40% as scarcity and demands. Oh, I love the way you're thinking there. Georgia, up a good amount. People shop early. They did shop. I have been run off my feet since October this year. It is bonkers. Elegant Homestead, hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, I love how like most of you have such great faith in me. This is great. I genuinely thought my sales for the month would be down because of what I've done, and I have had to turn away some customers. Quite a lot have been okay. I mean, I've had one woman, I thought it was absolutely lovely. She got back to me and she was like, what's the shipping times? When's it likely to be? And I just said, as honestly, I'm going to try and make my item in time. I'm going to try and make everything in time for Christmas, but I can't promise. I didn't want to guarantee. And she was like, "That's absolutely no problem. I'll just make my brother a fun card to know what he's got coming." And I was like, "That is so cool, and what a sweet idea." So people are absolutely cool with it. Elegant, yep, indeed, you are new here, and you are most welcome. Today we are, as I covered in the start, we're just about to jump into my Etsy stop shop stats for the month. Lily, thank you so much. Uploads. I'll put you all out of your misery. So I think it was the first week in November I shut taking new orders for Christmas. So let's have a look at what I got. So you can really see the views. I think this was that was Thanksgiving. I think, am I on the screen? I'm on the screen. This was Thanksgiving, and you can see the increase. There's like Cyber Monday. So definitely views into the shop totally increased, and I believe this is what it's going to be the entirety of Etsy. Not every shop, but this is what customers searching look like. This is what the traffic to Etsy is going to have looked like. It's been increasing steadily across the month. That is pretty bonkers growth, actually, isn't it? and total views is up 16% on last year, which is awesome, because another little secret is a whole load of my listings expired and I haven't bothered to relist them, because I figured there's no point just now when I'm trying to discourage orders. So I just didn't relist them, and that also hasn't tanked my views. And the visits, each individual visit is up nearly 30% on last year, which is fantastic, which means in January I'm going to have a whole load of stats and data to sort out, to figure out what keywords are working for me and everything. Right, so, and the number, this is unbelievable actually. For the month of November, while I'm not wanting to make any sales, I have made 45 orders, and some of them were big ones. And the revenue was nearly £1,400. So see, while I'm saying I don't make enough to make a living on Etsy, that, for me, that's pretty good. So thank you so much. Right, and so let's see how this compares to last year, see whether it's up or down. And orders are up 25% and revenue is up 27%. So apparently closing down your shop is the best thing you can do. How awesome is that? Lily, do I think the Etsy changes over the last year have been beneficial or problematic? For me, and let's go face, then I'll come back. For me, the Etsy changes have been not even changes, and I'm going to explain that even more, because if you guys look, my subscriber count hit 5,000. So thank you all so much. I hit 5,000 subscribers 2 days ago, and my mind is blown. That is such a great number, and I'm so happy with that. So on Tuesday, I'm going to make a video explaining a lot about that, and part of what I'm explaining is why I'm here on YouTube, why that is helping me for Etsy, because I've been testing a lot of the good YouTube SEO, testing it out on Etsy, and it was working. So actually all the changes weren't changes for me, they were stuff I'd already figured out. So I've not changed anything, and Etsy's just come more in line with my changes, if that makes sense. Get back to there. Thank you, Susan. And Bexy, yours is peaks at the start, low through mid, and high at the end of November. Yeah, that can be pretty common as well. Like I say, October was busy for some reason, and I think especially if we're selling a lot in America, or even views are a lot in America, which they tend to be, you'll get people thinking about shopping and everything, and then come the middle of November, everyone's focusing on their Thanksgiving and possibly even holding off a bit for sales, trying to, waiting for Black Friday. So you probably will get a bit of a dip in November. Unfortunately, I know Mum and a few of the other people I've been following haven't done so great actually since Black Friday, which is a bit of a pain, but unfortunately it's the rise and fall in sales. And yeah, the other thing there was, I did not have a Black Friday sale. I've never had a Black Friday sale. I'm talking with my hands again. And if we look, even without the Black, because people will say, oh, I had a Black Friday sale and look at this increase here. And I'm not saying a Black Friday thing's a bad thing, but there's an increase in viewers and shoppers anyway, because it's a busy time of the year. So that boost you're seeing might not be because you had a sale. So yeah, Black Friday, all that did good with me. Bexy, Lily, thank you so much. I'm totally chuffed with the 5K. It's an awesome number. It's really good. I know people have done way better, but I'm happy with it. Right, so let's have a look at these traffic sources. and 55% of my traffic comes from Etsy, which is why I'm still focusing a lot on the Etsy search, which is why I talk a lot about Etsy search, because it's this important. It's this big wheel of purple important. So that's why I'm still on Etsy. If I got to the point where this direct number, if people coming from other places was taking up 3/4 of this pie here, this circle, then I'd say, well, it's time to leave Etsy. I'm driving all the traffic myself. But Etsy's driving the traffic to me, so I have to say it's the most important just now. So yeah, 55% from Etsy, 28% direct, only 8% social media, 7% external search, and 2.4% other. That always amuses me, other. Sandra's had sales, but it's kind of slow, but my shop's not yet a year. Yeah, sales is good. Be happy, absolutely be happy. Sales is good. This is just putting your peg in the sand for you to see what's good and what's not for your shop, and you're going to get all these stats, you're going to get all this data, and you can go and find out what it is that customers are looking for. I will do a lot of videos, a lot of work on what we can do with this data that we've got, because that's the most important thing. Getting sales is good, and then that's how. Right. Get this graph up. All time. So how I've got here, I mean, I started in 2008, but they don't even have the data for that. But you know, I got some sales, I got some more sales, I got some more sales, and then I figured out SEO, and I got more and more and more. And that's the thing. It's rather than saying I've started the shop, so I'm going to get this sales. We want to think of growing, and this is what we want. Sandra loves to learn more about stats. Fantastic. That we're going to do that, and it's stuff I want to experiment with more things, learn more things myself. So what were my search terms? A big one has been cat lover's gift. These cat bookmarks, I've got one I've just finished, but I'll make a dog-a-lanche if I try and move it. I've got so many bodies at the side there. But my black splat cat bookmark has been selling like bonkers this year. And that's why, because I'm obviously ranking for cat lover gift. So that's a term I'm going to have to work on in the future. Border collie, needle felted dog. Yeah, so we've got a lot of interesting search terms. This is the stats to look into, where I'm getting found. And I'm not getting found on Google for these terms, so I'm going to have to work on that. And the websites where people are coming from, by and far, the biggest is Etsy. Pinterest is seeming to be calming down. My black cat bookmark was driving lots of traffic from there. It's still the best by far. And we've still got two lots for Pinterest, so it's still driving the most. It's getting more than Google. It's getting more, and YouTube's sneaking up there, which is awesome. That spot used to be Facebook, so that's cool to see. And pages viewed, it's usually people going straight to my listings. Right, that was cool. Let's look at what my top and not top listings are. So as I said, this half cat bookmark thingy got the most visits and got 11 orders in the month. So that's out of 40, 11 orders. That's pretty good going. And this little dog, for those of you that didn't watch it, I was going to point at cards, but I can't put cards in at this minute in time. I'm talking. But this is the one that I used as an example after the Ultimate Guide to Etsy SEO. I changed this title based on their guidelines 100%, because I've got some, I mean, that's a spammy title, but I ain't touching it. So I changed that wee dog that was doing well for me, and it's still doing well for me because I went in and used the data I had to cut down the title to focus in on the things that were doing well. So that's still working, so that's good. Lupin, I'm terrible at names, so I'm going to go with Lupin. So your shop's less than a year old, but November was crazy. I don't know if it'll continue into January. It depends on what you make, but what I've found tends to be you can have a little bit of momentum that follows you into January. People are still shopping if they got money for Christmas or anything like that. People are still shopping, and if you've made a lot of sales, then your items will still be ranking highly. You know, your shops are still having a boost from having sales, so you're likely to do a little bit better in January, and then it will tail off, and sort of during the summer can be a bit of a dip, and then hopefully starting October it starts picking up again. So it's very unlikely, depending, I mean, unless you're like a bridal shop, then expect spring and summer, but it's very unlikely to expect sales to be flatlined all through the year. Let's pop back to that again. I'll show you a year for me, and you'll have a see what mine are like. As you can see, it's quite bonkers. November does tend to always be that best month, and you can see it's significantly my best month. October and December are fairly similar. I just had a dip because this year in February a big order came in, and January I was behind because I was catching up on so many orders. But as you can see, it's a kind of U-shaped graph that tends to be more normal than expect it to go flat across. So yeah, put away some of what you make in your November, December time. Bexy, my sales picked up after Black Friday sales. Had a Black Weekend 20% off and just one sale, and then 7 sales after the sale. That's typical, isn't it? But that was also one thing I was sort of not concerned about, but I thought about, is if so many people are going on sale, then your individual sales might get lost in the crowd. Some people will have done really well from it. I mean, you know, Etsy was pushing its Black Friday sale, and so the people that are pushed at the front of that push, they would have done fantastically, but most of the rest of us don't really get much seen, if that makes sense. Georgia, oh, thank you so much. That's kind. I plan on keeping doing my videos for as long as I can think of things to make them about. And with all the questions you guys give, which is really fantastic. It's like every day I'm having to dig in and research stuff or think about stuff. So the more questions I get, the more videos I can make. Apart from apart from the questions are, why do I say Etsy wrong? I get that quite a lot now. So if it annoys you, I'm sorry, I'm Scottish. Cat loves the bookmarks. Thank you so much. Bexy, pet accessories should be fairly good through the warmer months as well as Christmas. It should be. Again, it can still be used as gifts though, so you probably should see a peak at this time of year. But yeah, I mean, things should sell all year. Even gifts should sell all year round because people have birthdays and things. Yeah. Lupin sells baby accessories such as teethers and dummy clips. It was the first time you sold that much. Well, fantastic. Well done then, getting a big peak. Yeah, baby stuff should sell. Not everything. Everything takes a peak at this time of year because there's more people shopping online. But that should be something that people need all the time because babies aren't just born at Christmas for sure. So yeah, hopefully you should do pretty well from that. Oh, that's getting cold. That tastes horrible now. Right, coffee done. Let's have a look. I haven't even looked myself. Let's have a look at the promoted listings, how they did. I actually, if I was trying to cut down on sales, I really should have switched off my promoted listings for the month, shouldn't I? Have we got last month? How did we do on promoted listings? Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah. So I tend to, if you're new and I haven't explained this before, with my promoted listings, I tend to expect my cost to be about, well, yeah, my cost to be about 1/10 of the revenue. So for every $1 I spend in advertising on promoted listings, I expect it to average out at about $10 in revenue. So we're a bit ahead of the curve here. That's fantastic. I spent $57 and I got 641 in revenue. So yeah, that's pretty good. 12 orders out of my 40 sales came from promoted listings, and we're getting a good number of impressions. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how promoted listings did for the month, but I should have probably switched them off if I'm not wanting to sell. I don't need to pay for advertising when you don't want to sell, but I don't need to sleep. And if you don't use promoted listings, here's what I love about them. Simply that it gives you all this data. So the one that gets the most impressions is this little guy, a personalized sculpture of your dog. So yeah, and it gives us the idea that there's 85 different search terms that they show from this listing, which is fantastic. Because it's telling us from all the data that we give Eatsy's pulling out of it and going, when people search for this, we're gonna look at your item, and it tells you why, which is cool. Like, this is crazy. I get a high click-through rate and a lot of impressions on the term pitbull ornament. But as you can see, like in the title, there's the word ornament and that's it. There is a tag in there for pitbull terrier because one of the dogs was a pitbull type dog, so I focused a little bit on pitbull, but it's not a big one, so I should maybe think of making a pitbull listing. Felt ornament, again, a high click-through rate. So the ones where they're telling us a high click-through rate, that's meaning when people search for this term and your item with that picture and that title shows up on the page for this term, then there's a high chance that they're going to click on it compared to the other listings. So it's saying this is a good listing for that term. Whereas we can see personalized dog toy doesn't come up with a high click-through rate, which is good because yeah, stop showing that there. That is not a and this is where the search with Etsy, where search engines get clever. It's like we're not entirely sure what this item is, so when someone searches for a personalized dog toy, we'll present this to them. But if lots of people don't click on it, then the search engine doesn't say this listing's rubbish. It says, oh, maybe this listing's not a dog toy, so we won't show it, if that makes sense. Wendy has to figure that out. I'm not sure what you have to figure out, but but if it was something I was talking about, then give me a yell if you need any help with it. Sue, do I promote my whole shop or pick specific categories? I actually do my whole shop. I do all my active listings. And my thinking behind that is what I was using promoted listings for in the first place was to try and rank for terms that I can't rank for, to try and get on the front page of things that I struggle to get on the front page for, so I know if these terms are any good. So if I use my entire shop, if I use everything, then there could be a listing that just hasn't ranked because of luck or whatever else. It gets itself onto the front page because of a promoted listing and it does well, and then I'd be able to look and go, okay, well this item, this listing I can do well with, you know, so I can get extra terms for everything in my shop for things that I haven't thought of, like pitbull ornament. If that makes sense. Wendy, the promoted listings. Well, I do have some videos on promoted listings, but just so long as you get in and you make sure you've done the cost per click right, and you're not, that's right down at like 1 or 2 cents per thing, it's not going to cost you a fortune. So it is worth risking it. Oh, Lexi was supposed to pick up another box of gingerbread latte, got home and realised you picked up toffee nut by mistake. Oh, well, toffee would be okay, but gingerbread's much nicer. Georgia, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Yeah, you have a great day. Sue, glad I can help a little bit. Kat, how important is the look of your shop? Like the listings, is that the listing bags or listings matching header and such? Um, it's important, but probably not as much as people think. If I go back to my stats, all right, pull up screen. So this is for the last 12 months because it's easy there, right? Search term. So pages viewed is from all my views for the past year. 22,000 people have visited my individual listings and only 5,000. So what, a quarter, I get a quarter of visits to my shop that I get to my listings. So the majority, a majority of people that come search for something, find a listing that they like the look of, and will click on that listing. Some of them, oh, I will. Some of them will maybe click onto another listing, but at maximum about 1 in 4 are clicking onto my shop. So it's important for the people that do that, and it's something that you can totally do, but it's not as important, I think, as people make it out to be. Many buyers just come from search, click, buy, rather than search in the shop, look at everything there. But it's good to have, because the people that do click on your shop, they're gonna like to see everything there. If that kind of makes sense. Having matching backgrounds and headers and everything, what it can help with is to have a cohesive theme, so that if people see one of your items and they see something somewhere else, they think, oh, that's so and so's, you know, that it's branding. People get to know your brand. So something I'm toying with the idea of is having some kind of logo. This is something Lily and everyone on YouTube will know, something we talk about, but having some kind of logo. And what this can mean is, if at some point in the future I get the time to come off Etsy, then I still have this recognizable thing that people go, oh, that's Pam. I've bought from her in another place. Or if someone steals my images, if someone steals it, then everyone goes, no, that's Pam, definitely know that's her. So, and you can do that kind of branding by having the same background all the time, taking a similar style of pictures, so that's nice as well. And it does look nice when you go to a shop and everything's fairly cohesive, as opposed to terrible pictures all on different backgrounds, all in different colours. But it doesn't mean they have to be identical. Susan, you're welcome. Lily's distracted with gingerbread. Yeah, that's my gingerbread coffee, but it's got cold now. Not anything fancy like a latte. I just got some of the Monin syrups from eBay. They're the same things that Starbucks use apparently, and yeah, just sugar-free syrups that don't put in anything. Kat, you remember watching an Etsy video once and they were all like, oh, the look of your shop is everything. It's something. It's definitely, I mean, I've clicked on shops and when they've got a banner that's jaw-droppingly gorgeous, and I think it's super important the more visual the type of thing that you have, like, and the more saturated the market. Like, if you're going for real high-end jewelry or something, then beautiful banners and everything will make people really want it. What's that jewelry that Mum likes? The gem thing. Oh, that's annoying. I can't remember. But kind of gem things and beautiful, and the shop window, because your banner's your shop window. You know, they're all in beautiful boxes with black velvet backgrounds, and you know, everything, when you look at it, you're like, oh, and you would spend that bit extra for it. But if you're maybe 50p FIMO earrings or something, then fun and funky, and people might not be so fussy if the pictures, the banner, if everything isn't so crisp and gorgeous. You know, does that make sense? It's the feel of what the thing is. So you want the best pictures you can, but along the lines of the market that you're aiming for. Bix, stop jumping, chat, when I'm trying to catch up on things. Bexy likes to change your banner picture to suit different times of the year. Yeah, no, that's no, I'm sure firstly that does make a difference. There will be people that notice it for sure. But the most importantly thing is it makes you happy. I think that's fantastic. And yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. And when people learn that you're doing that, because they know now, because you've just told them, but people could go along and check and see. It's just putting me in mind. This is a daft thing. There's a road in Glasgow, and tenement buildings, like, they can be quite fancy. Almost, they're not blocks of flats. I think the nearest I can think for what you see in America are like brownstones and stuff like that, like what Sherlock Holmes was in Elementary, the TV show. So they can be quite fancy buildings, and it's in a really posh area. And when you come up a road, there's this tenement building, and they've got like a big picture window, and in this big window there's a Paddington bear, and every season the Paddington bear gets dressed in different clothes, and everyone in the area knows to look out for this Paddington bear in his different clothes. So I think it could be like that. You know, we could get used to the idea and be like, oh, I wonder what Bexy's got, what Bexy's dressing Paddington up in. Wendy's thinking about that too. Kat, most welcome. Farah's here. Hi there. Welcome to us all. Lily, a big benefit of branding is not having to spend all the time thinking about the look of stuff. Sometimes we can get too creative. Yes, exactly. If you've got things set up so that you've got a beautiful backdrop to photograph against, you've always got your lights in the same place and everything, then that does make life so much easier. You've got the camera angle, you already know what you're doing, and it makes things so much easier rather than trying to do something different every time. So yeah, cool tip, quite right. And yeah, well, sometimes we get too creative. I feel that very much. I know a few of us are in YouTube marketing places on Facebook, and it's something I was just talking about today. But people are putting up, like, thumbnails are the similar to our Etsy listings, and people will put up two thumbnails and go, which one's the most important, which one would be best? And thumbnails are like when someone searches the size of your listing there, they're probably even smaller for YouTube, and people are putting up things that have the smallest tweak of 3 pixels in a corner or something, and you're like, that's not the important thing. It's what catches your eye when you're looking over. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the image as a whole has to be pleasing. That's the most important thing. So yeah, we can get too creative, like zooming right into things and making every pixel beautiful, whereas what you want is the overall impression to just draw the eye for whatever reason. And I was joking with someone that we should make a thumbnail and probably an Etsy shop listing that is just basically, don't click this. You know, there's nothing there, just don't click this. And that breaks the pattern. That catches the eye. You go, oh, what is this? And I bet that would have a higher click-through rate. I'm going to try this now, am I? But I bet that would have a higher click-through rate than the most beautiful of pictures. Because if you've got 20 gorgeous pictures and one going, don't press this big button, yeah, quite a lot of people will do will do the different thing rather than just the beautiful thing. This is cool. The chat's hard work today. This is brilliant. Bexy has little stickers she seals with her packaging that has her logo on. Yeah, that sounds lovely. Absolutely. If you've got little things, I keep meaning to. What a friend of mine got, I'm going to have to look into these again, but was tiny embossed like little, almost little dog tags, your little gift tags, but they're little metal keepsake ones that she just attaches to all her needle felted sculptures. And I might look into doing that in the new year. I think that would be a cool thing. Farah, oh my word, had to stop by and say thank you. Tuning in from the breadbasket of the UK. You are most welcome, and thank you for stopping by. Oh, I've been such an inspiration. No nonsense, sweet, easy, instructive, no BS talk. Thank you so much. That is so sweet of you to say that. Swarkos. I don't. Right, can everyone see what my mum just said? It's the name of the crystals that I was talking about. Swarovski. I've said that wrong, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. That they're not actually the most expensive things in the world, but they display themselves beautifully, so it inspires you. Oh, Farah, thank you so much. That's lovely. Guys, you're making me blush. That is so sweet. And Farah loves the way I see Eatsy, so to everyone who complains, it's not. I get a couple of complaints a week of like saying I say it wrong. I was thinking about that the other day though, but see, try and say Eatsy the way I say it with a sad face. You say Eatsy. It's a friendly way to say it rather than Etsy. Etsy sounds like you're clearing your throat. So Eatsy is the happy. That's just me making excuses for not being able to say stuff properly. Oh, Farah, you're so sweet. If you get out of sorts, you turn me on and laugh so hard. Don't know if that's laughing with me or laughing at me. No, you're being sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, Lily's taken on the task of Advent pictures all the way up to Christmas. Backdrops are probably going to go way too creative. Oh, but that sounds fun. That's a different thing, though. Stop jumping, chat. Farah's going to market. Well, you have a great day. First pints on you. Fantastic. You get yourself over to Scotland. And Wendy's found wood tags you might try. Awesome. That sounds cool too. Everyone's teaching me how to say Swarovski. Swarovski, did I get it right? Swarovski. Lily's just sworn. Sue loves my accent. See, this is cool. You guys forgive me for not being able to speak Swarovski. I'm going to have to watch the advert on telly, but that sounds better than whatever I was trying to say. Thank you so much, guys. Right, so I just for funsies, I wanted to have a look because we do look at cute things and weird things and ugly things, and I was thinking of what Christmas makes can I make. I don't know if I'm going to have time to be able to even do anything, but I thought I'm not very good at cute. Everybody else has wonderful Santas and all the things, but I thought, what about the creepy Christmas things? Because we're all a bit creepy. And I know there's a Krampus movie out, so I thought there might be some good Krampus imagery. So can everyone tell me how to say normal words? The Swarovski. Yeah, we've nailed that, but I can't say imagery. But yeah, so I've just done a quick Google search. So we'll just spend 5 minutes having a laugh at Krampus things, because this is fun. I love the dark, creepy horror things with Christmas as well. So, and I was wondering, right, guys, let me know this. I think this one, bigger it. I think this one might be a possible fun to needle felt as well. I like the idea of felting things like we did with the wood carving wizard thing. So I like the idea of felting things that were hard, things that were solid, things that were carved, and making them soft. But I thought it might also, it's reasonably easy kind of shape. Susan, am I a goth baby at heart? Well, I do help my friend run a goth club, so possibly. I'm not a goth. I was more of a rocker that just liked dark clothing, basically. Never massively goth, but I suppose could be said. Lily Tree pronunciation with Pam. Yeah, um there's a guy, Bob Learn English with Bob the Canadian, and I always laugh and think with that, I couldn't even do that. Like, I went to school in England. I should be able to do English, but no, my pronunciation is terrible. But yes, I thought about making this little mask guy. I think he's pretty cool. Or if I had more time, I really want to make this guy. I assume this is all from the film. Have you guys seen it? This could maybe be a project for us for next year. Because I think that I'm thinking polymer clay beak face. It's like a pop plague doctor, isn't it? With these a quack. That might be cool with polymer clay and then felt all the robes and everything, or maybe felt the whole thing. But that might be a fun project to take on. And yeah, that's like the one I just looked at, but in colour. So yeah, I think maybe that kind of one would be good. But if you guys see anything, and I know Rosannie could make these as well. Wendy wants to do a plague doctor mask. Okay, yes, we'll definitely do a plague doctor mask. I could maybe try felting one and making one out of polymer clay. I think that would be really cool to do, like all the details in polymer clay, but it could also be fun to felt as well. I might have to make it a bit bigger than usual to get all those details in. Yes, let's do a plague mask, a plague doctor mask. Anything good here? Well, there's just a kind of drawing of one. But I like the open mouth. I like that, but I don't know if I've got time to make something like that. I've got so much work to do, and I'm cheating. If it works, this week's craft video won't be needle felting. It's going to be something completely different. So fingers crossed that it works, else goodness knows what we'll have for this week. So you can't imagine replicating that in felt. That's why I want to try it, because it doesn't look like it should be felt. Oh, I like that one too. His eyes are also... I think that these kind of things could work in felt. It might be famous last words. And the creepy teddy. Oh, that's freaky. Krampus critters on the loose. Yeah, I don't know much. I know a little about Krampus, but I know now there's the film, so we're seeing more of it. So these weren't the kind of images I was expecting at all. Oh yeah, the shadow. I recognise the shadow, and that's the. I would love to make that one. That is so cool. It's like a creepy Santa with horns. Yeah, I like that one a lot. But that's probably a bit too detailed for the time we've got. That's the Joker. What is that? And that's Game of Thrones. That's a White Walker. And now I'm going, shall I needle felt a White Walker? That's right. I could maybe think about doing a White Walker for the final season of Game of Thrones. Oh, that's a good idea. I think it's gonna be April this year. Game of Thrones is the final season. We could do a right. So yeah, spring Game of Thrones. So we've got Japanuary for January, and we've got a Game of Thrones season. Yay! Lily, haven't decided what to craft yet. I'm just thinking of things to do for a fun tutorial. Whether we do a felt along or I make a video, I'm not entirely sure yet. But I wanted to do something Christmassy, and I'm not very cutesy Christmassy, and everyone does gnomes and Santas and everything brilliantly. So let's do something a bit creepy. And also I do need to practice faces a lot more. I'm not so good at faces. Wendy can't wait. No pressure at all. So if anyone sees anything that they think I could make that's not going to take for... This is the problem. I see all this stuff, but this time of year I just don't have time to do a massive project because I've got tons to do. I love the carved out facey things as well. I'm intrigued to see how some of this is going to work in felt. But yeah, I think we'll do that first one that I looked at. I think that's the one. These are all cool and beautiful and creepy. But yeah, so we've got Game of Thrones ideas. This is cool. I see the clown. You live in the same town as Stephen King. Oh, Halloween must be awesome. It better be awesome, else I'll be disappointed. And the clown reminded you of Pennywise. Yeah, good point. Yes. Yes, I think it's going to be this type of mask. Right, let's come back up. Where is he? Yeah. I think this kind of thing. I think we can do something like this. Famous last words and all that. Right, cool. Okay, sorted. It's not going to be this week, so it gives me a chance to try and figure it out. Okay. Back to full face. Right, I think I've gibbered enough. If anyone has any last comments they want to make, any last questions, any last ideas, any things that we should be doing, I'll give you a couple of seconds to deal with the lag for you to type in and it to whiz its way across the internet. But yeah, I think that's us covered everything. Don't forget, I will make a post in Pam Duthie's Felting Friends. If you're not in there, feel free to sign up and join me. But if you're wanting to share pictures of Christmas where you are, your land, your countryside, your Christmas tree, your family, anything you want to share that I can put in our nice little Christmas card video. Something we'll do for over the Christmas season so we can all see each other and just have something lovely. So if you want to share anything like that, pop it in Pam's Duthie's Felting Friends, or you should be able to get my email from my YouTube channel. If you go into the About page, there should be an email there. If you tag it, let's think, what should we name this so I know it's from you? Have yourself a Pammy little Christmas. There we go. If you tag it with that, then I'll know it's you. And yeah, stick them in. If you get them up in the next week or so, and then I'll be able to make a video for that to pull us all together. But I'll make the post when I remember. Okay, Wendy, we could do this when January, when everyone slows down. Yep, I won't lie, it's going to have to be late in January because somebody doesn't do her tax return till the last minute. Susan, enjoyed. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been good fun. Wendy, thank you. Sue, thank you very much. Everyone that's been here, it has been awesome. I have to try and remember how to shut down the stream now. But thank you all so much for playing with me, for joining in, for making this so much fun. I'm so excited for what we can manage for the rest of December and conning Mum into some live streams. But you guys have a great time, and I will catch you next time.